Well, good morning to you. Hope you folks finishing up your coffee on a fine Saturday morning. Let me get my last swig. Well, it's the weekend and Pooch has got to do stuff. And I got a particular project today. We're going to try out some new solar street lamps. Because out here where I'm at night, it's pretty dark. I've got some solar floodlights out there, but the only bad thing about them is they are motion censored, which they come on, stay on as long as you're in front of them, but then they go off. And I like them to stay on a little bit longer. Say it's when we're parking the cars, getting home late at night or whatever. But the lights I'm going to try today, which I'm going to install, are like street lamps. And they're dusk to dawn. So hopefully these work out a little better. Now I've been wanting to try this, but I saw Tom and Rhonda and their little skit the other day. That was a good one. By the way, Tom and Rhonda, sorry about that wind damage. But anyway, I've got these here street lamp style, and I'm going to put them on the end of my house, or one on the end of my house where we park, and probably put the other one over there on a pole close to my driveway that leads into my property. So I figured might as well get after it. Might as well let y'all come along with me. So I'm going to be removing an old one and putting these new ones up. So y'all sit tight and let's get after it. Yes, sir. Now that I got my box here on the table, let's open it up and see what we got in here. And so we can just see what we're working with. I hope these work out pretty good. You know, I'm not into running power all over the place. My power's buried under the ground, so, you know, I hate tying in lines hanging all over the place. And the way this soil is out here, if y'all watch me plant them trees, it's rocky. And I don't want to get into that either. So the next best thing is solar. Now if these things bright up enough, that'll be good enough for me. Let's take a look at what we got here. Looks like a mounting bracket. There's one mounting bracket. This is the second mounting bracket, because there's two in this package. So that's a good thing. Looks like a little mountain hardware. Of course, we got the constructions. Second set of mountain hardware. One light. Let's take a look at these things. That's going to be the back for the solar picking up, and this is the LED light, solar street lamp, induction head on off. Now like I said, these are dusk to dawn. So I hope they work out pretty good. And I'm not expecting them to, you know, blast and brighten up everything. But just in certain areas. Such as when park the car and walking to the front door. And I mean to tell you, it does get dark out here. The second one, same thing. So, now that these are unboxed, we'll take a look at the install instructions, which are obviously pretty simple. I'm going to probably take this thing, mount it on there like so. So it looks like they're going to kind of have an angle like that. And then this other hardware is for anchoring it to whatever it is you're going to put it on. And I might need to come up with another method for the way I do it, but I'll look this instructions over a little bit, and then we'll get to installing these things, because I want to let them get charged up enough to see if they work tonight. So y'all sit tight and we'll get right back after it. Yes, sir?
Well, now we can get outside and I can go remove that first light and get ready to mount this new one. Now, if you hadn't noticed, I did change clothes because it's a little bit windy out here. A little windy and a little cool this morning. So, again, I changed clothes. Hopefully that wind ain't making all kinds of racket for you. But it should work out. Anyway, one of the first lights I'm going to change is the one I have on the west end of my house. This particular one likes to get blowed and blowed over and knocked out of alignment. So, and again, it's a motion sensor light, so it doesn't stay on all the time, and that's what I need, one that'll stay on dusk to dawn. So if I turn around here and give you a little look, you can probably see that light up there. It's just a little old floodlight. It's solar, but it just ain't cutting it. So I'm gonna put that solar street light up. Hopefully it'll work out for me. Anyway, oh yeah, look at my little trees here. That's those red maple trees I planted a few weeks back. They're starting to bloom and bud, and guess what? It's almost getting time to mow, which I could very well do a little mowing today. Some people don't like mowing, but I do. So anyway, let's get started on this project. I'm gonna pull that light off. I'm gonna set y'all down. Hopefully y'all can watch this action take place. Yes, sir? Maybe that wind won't blow you over. Let's see, I think I remember how this went. Yeah. Not a bad little light. I'll place it elsewhere. Now to get up and find them screws. Now I'll probably need to find some different screws for that other one, because I don't think it's gonna hold the same type, and I'm not gonna ram no holes in this here siding. So, but yeah, one part down, one to go. This particular light, like I said, it's a solar lamp, but it's motion sensor. It puts off some pretty good light, but I need something dusk to dawn, and that's what I'm gonna put up. Find that first one I was using. Get this baby going. I started one and then thought, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get some silicone out too. Now, like I said, we get some pretty good high winds out here, so I want to make sure this thing's anchored real good. And what I'm doing is I'm just dipping that tip of that screw into that there silicone. Whoop, it takes it a bit to get started on this here hard stuff, so that's why I had to get a taller ladder. And this little drill I'm using, my little Milwaukee. Of course, she likes to waller around too. Probably should drill a pilot hole, but that would have been smart. But you know, I just like to get it done. And just getting it done ain't always the easiest, but I try. And I didn't want to drag out all these other tools. I should have got a bigger drill, but because this little one, it's good and all, but dang it. That started a little bit easier. Dipping the screw in the silicone. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to get that baby started. And a little dip silicone. There we go. Next step will be to mount the light. Now let's get this light mounted to this thing. Now I wished it swiveled, but you know what? As long as it's lighting up this end of the house, over here where my wife likes to park, that's all I worry about. Give this thing a little torque. It got a little bit of sun while it was sitting over there on the porch, but that sun will be over it soon. And we'll see how this thing works. I don't know if I can make it come on right now or not, but okay, yeah. We'll see what that thing does tonight. Hopefully it'll make a difference. Now we'll get on to the next one. All right. For the next one, I'm gonna put it over here on the west end of my shop, where again, this particular light is a flood solar light, but motion sensor. And I need a dusk to dawn. See, it still works. Let's see, what have I got in there? I don't quite remember how I mounted these things. Kind of hard to tell, actually. Looks like I got flathead screws in there, so I'm gonna need to get a flathead screwdriver. Take this thing down real quick. Get me a flathead. All right. Now let's see if we can pull this off. I know I put it on there pretty tight. Man, yeah, she's on there. I don't have a... All right, it's gonna call for a little force. And I can handle that. Now I know one of them popped out. All right. There we go. Yep, them babies were in there. I'll remove them here in a bit. Okay, so I can already tell I'm gonna have to make new pilot holes. Yep, sure am. Now the thing is, do I want to go higher on this one to give it a little more light out on the subject, which I probably will. So I got to find my screws, nuts and bolts. All right. Good enough, I believe. We're gonna call it good enough. So now we'll mount the light. Alrighty. Here we go with the solar lamp. I've had her laying in the sun charging, so this should put enough light on the shop door if I'm out here doing something at night outside of this door. Mainly just for security. There we go. Let's give her a little bump. Yes, sir. All right, well, we'll know tonight. Alrighty, folks, that'll do for those, and I might as well let y'all be in on where I replaced those ones I took down. I mean, the whole video's catered to solar lights, so I'm going to reuse the ones I took down and place those in a couple strategic places. Since they are motion, that's all they really need to be in the spots that I'm going to put them in. So y'all sit tight and we'll get after the next part of replacing solar lights. Yes, sir. Again, like I was saying, I'm going to repurpose those two solar lamps that I took off, which are motion sensor only, and I'm going to use them elsewhere. I think I'm going to put one right here, because that's where, well, right here is where I tend to park a lot of times, on the side of this little shop. So I think it'd be a good spot for that light right there. Let's get after it. And like I said, put a little dab of silicone on the ends of those screws. Try to keep that water out of there. Just keep it sealed up good as possible. You don't want this hardy board getting wet and rotten from the inside, so I've placed my bracket right above this window in the center, and we'll get her hooked up. Little silicone. There we go. We'll plant this thing right here. This thing ought to cover this little area, and it'll give a little light outside out here. So there's that one. Now the next one, I'm probably going to put over there somewhere by the baño. You know, late at night, or when we're out here hanging out at night, middle of the night, and it's dark, we got lights around the porch, but we don't have one up there by the baño. People come and go, so probably be a good idea to place that other one over there, and that's what I'm going to do. So sit tight and let's relocate, and we'll get that one up as well. Well, I kind of rethought about where I was going to put that light. It's still out here on the baño, but I'm going to put it on this side of the window here. That'll kind of light out this way. There's plenty of light getting to that bathroom door, whatnot, especially when the lights are on and the door's open. But anyway, I'm going to put it right here. So let's get after it. And as usual, we're going to dip the screws in that silicone. I'll probably take this one off here pretty soon anyway, because I need to repaint this little baño. But I thought about putting her right about somewhere in here. Ought to be a good location. Put out plenty of, hopefully, I'm just hoping the sun will get it and give it enough solar. It should once that sun reaches this side. Yep, this ought to be a decent spot right here. Mount this thing up. Well, might have a little issue on this one. Yeah, hopefully that sun will get on this one. But there you go, folks. The only thing is it's daylight right now. So y'all have to stay tuned And I'll run a short tonight, and we'll go around each location that I put these lights up. But I hope you enjoyed this here video on the solar light dusk to dawn and the reuse of these solar light motion sensors. It does get pretty dark out here, but this ought to help it out a little. Thank you.